Happy Sunday, everyone. Welcome to BohoMystic. You know, I've had so many competing thoughts and downloads today. It was really difficult for me to sort of decipher which ones are readings, which ones, like, what was I being told? So I have a long form that's going to be going up, and it's actually regarding unbreakable bonds. If that's something that you're interested in, keep an eye out for that, because that'll be coming. Another thing that I kept hearing was, what's holding you back? I already pulled the cards, and I have to tell you guys, I think it's pretty clear. Yeah, so let's start with the cards. We got the Face the Music card, number 28, which is a 10. So again, what's holding you back? It's like, what's holding you back from ending, completing the cycle, moving forward? And it was Face the Music. And I'm like, oh, I have an idea where this is going. And then all I was hearing was Confrontation. I think this is for someone, especially with what's at the bottom of the deck. So underneath the bottom of the Oracle deck is Wallflower. And that's number 22, master number. Underneath that is actually Hit Your Target. Interesting. Number 13. And she looks like she's afraid that they're going to miss the target. I think that this is for someone who's hesitant in speaking up in regard to a decision that they have to make, or about their stance or where they stand in a relationship. Then we got the Knight of Swords. And the way they're looking at each other, right? The Knight of Swords is coming, it's charging to this beautiful little girl who's facing the music. I feel that, I think you're afraid again of the confrontation. I'm just going to say it. I think it's really clear. I think that you potentially are a person who stays quiet and lets things slide. And you are now being confronted with a situation that you feel and know that you have to say something to get your needs met, to make sure that you're not slighted again, potentially, and or just to make sure that you get your reward or you get your dues regarding something. I'm not feeling a love relationship, even though the next card is the Lovers. I don't think this is a romantic relationship. It can be, of course, and it may resonate with some people in that fashion, but I really think in this situation, the Lovers card is the harmony or disharmony that you have in your social environment, in your interpersonal relationships. It's, again, the original choice card. It's like the choices that you are afraid to make. What's holding you back? And I think that you are going to be facing that fear of potentially having a confrontation, quote unquote, go wrong. Because you know it's time for you to say something. See, facing the music could be that you did something wrong and then you're facing the music, right? There's like that as a kid. Like when you're a kid, you did something wrong and you didn't get caught, but you kind of feel like you don't want anybody else to be blamed, so you want to take the blame because it's rightly yours, blah, blah, blah. I don't think that's it. I think when I see Face the Music here, and I see it with the Knight of Swords and with the Wallflower specifically, it's you facing potentially whatever comes at you once you make your feelings known. You have, I think there's somewhat of a paralyzing fear here that things will not go well, that you're going to upset the other person, you're going to rock the boat, because again, if you consider yourself maybe more of an introvert, a person who usually blends in and not stands out or tries not to stand out, it's very I can see how that's very scary for you. But I see that you're going to do it. The reason why I say that is because at the bottom of the tarot deck, you have the Sun card. So I think that you're going to be successful in this endeavor. And I also think that your fears, I don't want to say are unfounded, but I think that you're going to be happy. You're going to be surprised, pleasantly surprised that things go well, and that your opinions, your whatever it is that you have to say, whatever it is that you have to make clear to someone will be received respectfully and possibly even warmly. And maybe they truly had no idea that you felt this way. You can't assume people know how you feel. You can't. You know, I have a card in one of my decks that I created in my mustard seed oracle that's coming to my mind. It was something that my mother used to say when I was growing up all the time. And it was always so true to me, especially as I've grown older and, you know, live life. You know, common sense is the least common of all senses. And some things that you truly take for granted, other people don't. And they do need to be told so that they can correct their behavior, so that they can include you, so that they know what part of the project you're responsible for, or what you brought to the table, and not get credit and not give credit maybe to someone else. Yeah, this probably is work. Then we have the Queen of Cups on the bottom. Oh, yeah, okay. You have the Sun, the Queen of Cups, and the Three of Cups. And then the Emperor. Yeah, I think this is work. I think that if I had shuffled this card out, this could have been in reverse. The Queen of Cups could have been in reverse. You know, the Queen of Cups in reverse can give so much of herself, she never filled her own cup. And I kind of feel that that's maybe you, or maybe it's been you for a while. Underneath that, you have the Five of Wands. I think that you have been caught up in some kind of competitive environment, maybe, and you feel like maybe your efforts and what you've brought to the table and the value that you do bring has been underestimated. And other people may have been taking credit for your work or not acknowledging what you've done. And I think that you are going against your potentially more introverted self and saying, no matter what happens, I'm going to face my fears and I am going to meet this head on and stand up for myself. I really do. And I love how these cards are playing out, and you're going to be well received. Again, you're going to be well received. I mean, you also have the Three of Cups. I mean, you're going to be well received. I think it's going to be an eye-opener for a lot of people, seeing you stand up for yourself. And I think you're going to gain a lot of respect. And I think that you are now setting a precedent for teaching others how to treat you and treat other people in the future who may not be as vocal as they are. That's interesting. That's something too. So, you know, what's keeping you from making that decision? What's keeping you stuck in the slow lane, I think, has been your fear of confrontation, your fear of standing up for yourself, putting yourself, you know, in the limelight per se. And I think that you are now going to be conquering that fear. And I think you know it's about time. That's what I'm feeling. It's like, it's about time. And I'm not saying this in a judgmental way. I'm saying it as though I was you. Like, I feel like that's how you feel. Like, it's about time that I just stand up for myself. It's about time that I make my needs known. It's about time that I value myself and make others value me. That's how I feel that you're feeling. because I don't feel like it's me, it's you. So good for you. Don't be upset with yourself. It's a process. Everybody has, a different process. It takes people however long it's going to take you. And the fact that you're willing to do this now is amazing. So don't discredit how much it's taken you to come to this point. And don't berate yourself. Just be proud of the fact that you're doing it now. Because, again, self-love, self-care is the gift that you want to give yourself always. Especially when you're asking that from other people. You need to be able to do that for yourself first. All right, guys. I hope that this helps. I hope that this is enlightening. And until the next one, bye.